right. So when importing new slides, we're going to start with the text document. Go in and select all, Command C, copy. We're going to hop over to ProPresenter, File, Import, Text from Clipboard. You can go in here and select the template you want to use. Have it at a paragraph break here. And then you can set the category as presentation, 1920 by 1080. Whatever you want to do here. If you want to add it to the playlist or just the library, works. And then import. And it'll show up on different slides. Occasionally you'll get a slide like this one where you've got two slides on one. Just Command C, Command V, copy paste. And we'll edit that and remove. We don't want any punctuation, any full stops or commas in the points. We'll also remove the number. Alright, so at the points, we're going to make them a 110 point font. You just want to space it out to where it looks good. So here, when we're creating a new slide, a new verse slide, we're going to come in here and make sure that there are no spaces here. See how there's an empty space here. We're going to go ahead and delete that. Make sure that there's none in the beginning as well, and there are none. And then hit return. So we want just one line here. And then we'll select this so that we have this line selected as well. And then we're going to change that font size to 50 point. And we're going to leave that right there. So in the case that we have, let's say, a longer slide, I'm going to make this up and pretend that this is twice as long as it actually is. So we want to find a good spot to break this slide up. So we'll copy and paste this slide, duplicate it, and find a good spot, like my power works best in weakness. That seems like a good spot to break. We're going to leave the verse reference here. And we're going to come over here and we're going to pick it up there. Now it still is a little bit too long, so we'll copy and paste this. And then say we want to break it at each time. There. We're going to leave the scripture reference up there as well. And then finish it off. Each of those, we need to make sure it has the return, the extra space right there, like this. And then we'll come in, change the font size on all of them. I like to have the reference, let's say this is 9 through 12. I want to have 9 through 12 on each of these slides. So if you are following along, you know throughout the whole scripture reference that this is the scripture that we're reading. And we've got, let's see, the quotes. We're going to say that Abe Lincoln wrote this. Body here is going to be a 75 point font. We're going to do a medium and italic. Notice that I keep the text block the same no matter what. I want to make sure that it stays within the safe margins. Abe Lincoln, we're going to go ahead and write justify you, and we're going to make that 50 point font, and let's see, book. have that extra space right here as well, which we also want 50-point font. This will be left justified. And then again, just kind of make it look good. So you notice here, this is a situation where the first Peter, the referencer right there, is not centered. The reason is because there are extra spaces here. So that's why it's important to make sure that you delete those so everything is centered correctly. You want to make sure that everything afterwards, after you've finished all of the slides, you come through and make sure that everything is centered. Sometimes it wants to start off a little off center and just drag that text block back to the center.